Orwell's Thought Police, 2050. The technology doesn't exist yet, but here they are. Orwell's 1984, a book written by George Orwell. The Thought Police in 2050 in America, with an ingrained belief of segregation today, tomorrow, and forever. Anyway, here's the Thought Police in 2050 in a black woman's head, who is a diabetic and has hypertension and heart disease and yada yada and has medication for it. Here's the Thought Police in her head telling her, don't take your medication, you don't need it. Don't take your medication, you don't need it. And she says, well, we're the police, obey us. Okay, well, you're not a diabetic. Okay, well, so she stops taking her medicine. Well, she wakes up dead. Well, she doesn't wake up, but she's dead. And the coroner says, well, her family says she was unfit anyway, and she shouldn't have been allowed to be living by herself. So she just stopped taking her medication and she died. So her family says, yeah, well, she was having mental issues and she was old, so she probably just stopped taking her medication because she was unfit. And of course, yeah, that's probably it. So she died of natural causes. Thankfully, we don't have that kind of technology yet. At least according to the BBC, we don't. The BBC says listening to people's thoughts is impossible at this point in time, and the technology doesn't exist until, if ever, 2050. So there's no worries. No worries. It doesn't exist. But based on Orwell's book, 1984, if it were to exist in a utopian sense, the thought police would be controlling people's minds and eradicating all the parts of their communities that they deem unworthy of life. So in America, that would be people of color and women. So in 2050, if you hear the thought police telling you, don't take your medicine, you don't need it, take your medicine. They're just trying to kill you. But remember, they don't exist. And if they did, it wouldn't be until at least 2050, according to the BBC, British Broadcasting Company, which is a credible source.